XRP is going through a very bullish catalyst that took 30,000% higher in 2017, but how will it go this time? Plus, Cardano is seeing renewed interest, along with Sei and one other altcoin that whales are quietly accumulating. This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when I drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, Altcoin Buzz IO, and as always, not financial advice, and wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. And later in this video, stick around, because if you're American, we do have a solution that'll give you the best of both worlds. We're also offering a $200 exclusive bonus program, and this is also part of an actionable trading group we have. I'll share more details with you later in this video, so stay tuned. Alright, good morning you guys. So nothing too much has changed yesterday in terms of the price. We're pretty much at the same spot, but instead of this time us going down, we're going up. So we're pretty much just consolidating around this area, which is good. The fact that we're consolidating above this mid zone here is very bullish to me, which means I do think we'll head it towards the top of this range versus breaking down. What I don't want to see is I don't want to see us come underneath here and retest the underside like this, because then most likely we'll be heading back down to the bottom of this range. But the fact that we're consolidating up here makes me think that we're going to at least test 111 soon towards the top of the range. So nothing too much has changed. I like what we're doing right now, and I think we just need a little bit more time, and eventually it'll break up to the upside. Now, starting off today, we have the U.S. drops the tariff hammer on 6 countries. We have Bangladesh at 35%, Indonesia 32%, Bosnia and Herzegovina 30%, Tunisia 25%, Serbia 35%, and Cambodia 36%. Now, the news of this didn't really affect Bitcoin too much yesterday. You can see here, this is pretty much what we were expecting, where I thought we'd come back down, take out the stops below here, which was pretty much over the weekend, the holiday weekend. So pretty much we just reversed the trend, and now we're going back up again. So nothing too much. I think the market's kind of really pricing all of this in now, and we're getting towards the end of tariff news affecting the price of Bitcoin. We also have Lark Davis saying the global M2 is hitting new all-time highs. Bitcoin is lining up with a 100-day offset of the M2 money supply. Are you ready for Bitcoin's parabolic move? So when Bitcoin typically goes up, it's usually in line with M2 money supply. So as global money and global liquidity is rising, Bitcoin tends to rise as well. That happened with this COVID stimulus checks all over in 2020. Then we have BlackRock hits 700,000 Bitcoin. The world's biggest asset manager now holds $75.5 billion in Bitcoin, controlling more than half of all Bitcoin held in US spot ETFs. Now, we say this like it's a good thing. I mean, it's not really a great thing, but the fact that more and more people are buying Bitcoin, the price can go up, but it's not ideal that it's BlackRock holding it. Anyways, we have Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says, "I'm not sure where all these deficit hawks came when Team Biden was blowing out the deficit." So he said this about the ongoing deficit going on right now.
Look, we inherited a mess, and I'm not sure where all these deficit hawks were when the Team Biden was blowing out the deficit. So last year was 6.7% of GDP, which was the highest it had been when we weren't in a recession, weren't at war. And as your previous guest said, we don't have a tax collection problem. We have a spending problem, and we are trying to get that under control. We are also trying to accelerate growth because changing the growth trajectory upward solves a lot of the deficit problems.
And then moving on, we have John Squire saying XRP is going berserk in Korea. Upbit just recorded $1.94 billion in XRP volume in a single hour. Meanwhile, Binance sits at just 90 million. So usually when volume rises a lot on South Korean Upbit, the price tends to pump. Sometimes it then reverses, but usually we have a pretty big pump once Korea starts getting involved in bidding on Upbit. We also have the Senate Banking Committee will hold a hearing on the crypto market structure on July 9th, 2025, which is tomorrow. And witnesses include Blockchain Association CEO Summer Merzinger, Chainalysis CEO Jonathan Levin, and Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, and Paradigm General Partner Dan Robinson. So Brad Garlinghouse will be at the Senate Banking Committee tomorrow talking about crypto market structure, which is going to be obviously bullish for XRP as well. And then we have the cycle repeating from 2017, where XRP surged almost 30,000% during 2017 into 2018. So Raoul Paul is saying this XRP and potentially surge this time.
Okay, the Trump cycle, 2017, we've been talking about this. Trump came in, the markets reacted, same fear about tariffs, same thing, the dollar went up, everything else, and the same thing happened this time around. I mean, people are people. And what happened is the dollar ripped in the back end of 2016, it ripped in the back end of 2024. The dollar ripping is a tightening of financial conditions that play through markets and the economy 3 months later, which is why we had the correction in the first quarter. We showed you all of this as part of the M2 thing. Anyway, we said it at the time. We've been tracking this before the dollar topped out and said, he's going to go for a weak dollar. They said they want a weak dollar, and fuck me, the dollar's been weak. It's been an extraordinary weakness. Now, this is not some structural, ever-ending weakness. That'll come at some point when we change the rules of the game. Right now, cyclical weakness being pushed by Trump and Bessent, and it will continue to do so. And that is an amazing tailwind for markets and risk.
Now, we charted this out a couple of days ago, and overall, it looks pretty much the same. XRP is at this area. We said, hey, if it reclaims this level and holds a daily candle above here, it would be bullish because we wanted to close above this this high here that took us down to the low. And we've done that now. We've closed multiple daily candles above this level. And so overall, it looks good to me. Stops down below $2.14. I think we head back to the range highs towards $2.60 pretty soon. If Bitcoin wants to hold up and go towards its range highs, I think XRP will follow suit, and XRP is looking pretty good as well. Once we break it back up above here, that's a whole other level. That's a whole other situation. So I would trade it just towards here. I'd take profit, wait to see if we reject from here. And then if we do another level reclaim back above here again, then I'd take another trade and maybe head back towards new all-time highs. But for now, I would just trade it level to level back to this level because it is possible to hit the range highs and then we reject for a little bit and then maybe go back up. But overall, XRP looking good. We are holding above this level of $2.23. Hey Americans, we found an exchange that gives you the best of both worlds. Want to trade spot markets on over 400 trading pairs and without KYC? You can. Want to trade perpetual markets on over 150 trading pairs with KYC that accepts Americans and Canadians as well? You can. The only exchange we've seen in the market that lets you do both simple spot trading without KYC and perps trading with KYC that Americans can use is BYDFi. And they have a great new promotion going on right now where you earn more for depositing more money into your BYDFi account. BYDFi has a great new program for new users. So if you don't have an account yet and you've been thinking about getting a new one, now's the time. For smaller traders, deposit up to $1,000 and get up to $200 as a bonus. And for whales, for deposits of $5,000 up to $20,000, you can earn as much as $2,000 in extra cash in your account to trade with. But then it gets even better. If you sign up for a new account, you can join the new Telegram group where BYDFi gives you actionable news and trading signals. It's an exclusive trading signals group just for the Altcoin Buzz community. You get market analysis and news, as well as trading signals specifically for swing trading or scalp trading. So sign up for a BYDFi account today, earn extra cash in your account, and get access to our exclusive trading signals and news group, and deposit now to get your bonus, link down below. And then back in the news, we have Sei and Nansen saying there's no denying that the Sei network has been on the rise over the past 6 months, with daily transactions climbing from 600,000 to over 1.6 million. Builders are building and users are active. We also have Josh saying something's brewing on the Sei network. Since June 1st to July 7th, Sei's TVL is up 20% and currently at 617 million. Also got to see active wallet addresses up 19%, now at 700,000 from 500,000. Transactions also followed, spiking past 1 million daily. So we can see here, TVL on Sei is rising as well as daily active addresses. We also have Ronan saying 10x TVL on Sei. Okay, decided to look at chains, became interested where the TVL is held, and LOL, I haven't heard about Sei, but at the same time, its TVL is growing 60 million to 623 million in a year. In comparison with other chains, their TVL grew literally by 10 to 50%, rare cases were more. Should I focus on Sei and explore the ecosystem? So Sei's had a 10x TVL in a single year, while other chains are under 50%. We also have the actual Sei network saying DeFi on Sei is looking good here. The last 30 days, TVL at an all-time high, daily transactions have doubled, and net positive inflows across the board. Markets move faster on Sei. So something is clearly brewing at Sei, and we actually look pretty good here. I do like this. If we come down here towards this level, it's probably a buy around 24 cents, but we are pretty close there around 25.5 cents. I do like this as kind of a trade, something like this where we trade here and we trade back to the top of this range around a 34-ish cents where we held before, something like this, where if we were to come down here, I would love to see something like that, but it might be a little bit stronger and it might front run at this level here at 24 cents. So overall, I like Sei right now, not much to do at this current level. You could bid here if you want to front run this. I'm not sure where you put your stops yet because there is, a lot of air right here. But overall, I like Sei and I like how it's forming. I think it needs a little bit more time. And then I think we will probably take off back towards this level again around 34 cents. Probably something cooking behind the scenes that is reflecting the price that we just don't know about yet. And we have Tap Tools saying the Cardano treasury has surpassed 1.8 billion ADA, making it the largest self-governed token treasury in the world. We also have Tap Tools saying Cardano ADA is one of the most actively developed blockchains in the world. You can see here Ethereum is up 5% and Cardano is up 9%, jump back-to-back 10-day highs, both remaining active in development activity. So Cardano is one of the ones that, even though we don't always hear about it or talk about it, there's just the most amount of people building on that chain. And so it just has constant development going on. We have also the Cardano ETF approval odds have hit 90%, with Bloomberg analysts now citing a 90% chance for a Cardano spot ETF by the SEC in 2025. Big money could soon find its way into ADA. We also have Charles Hoskinson saying Midnight is the most advanced and interesting crypto project of 2025, saying this.
People are going to realize that Midnight is perhaps the most advanced and interesting project of 2025. You know, hybrid applications, multi-resource consensus, the meta chain concept, the ability to write private smart contracts of high complexity and write them in TypeScript, which is a very accessible language. It's the most accessible language. And pay in any cryptocurrency you want. So you can pay the gas cost in Ether or Solana or Bitcoin or ADA. This is not like normal stuff, guys. This is some top shelf stuff. And it is the most advanced cryptocurrency ever built.
Now, we charted this out about a week ago where Cardano was looking a little bit weaker. It didn't fully reclaim this level like we had wanted. And, you know, in comparison to other charts that had reclaimed this level, it was kind of doing an underside retest here where it didn't look too good. It would look like it was going to do something like this. And it still very well could, but it does look a little bit better right now. The fact that it's making higher lows and higher highs right here, and it's starting to hold this level is decent. I would like to see it preferably above 61 cents. Then I'd be a lot more interested in it. Right now, it's kind of just hovering at this level, so nothing to do to yet. It could really just go either way. If we have a market sell-off, this could easily just drop back down below here. But if Bitcoin wants to recover, I do see us, you know, reclaiming this level, and then I'd be more interested to talk more about longing longing Cardano back to these levels. But yeah, overall, there's more interesting coins to be, you know, trading right now than Cardano. It's just kind of hovering right here. Like if we look at Sei, you know, it's got this whole pump and then reclaim this level and then maybe back here. Whereas Cardano is just kind of slowly hovering around this level. So nothing to do on Cardano right here. We'll get more interested if we can reclaim around 61 cents. And then for another coin we haven't talked about in a bit, but is slowly accumulating weekly transactions, we have INJ with the weekly transaction count hitting 40 million, doubling since last year. Injective is gaining interest, and this trend will not stop. We also have Web3 Princess saying INJ is rapidly gaining momentum in the real-world asset sector. Tokenized oil, tokenized stocks, tokenized silver and gold. It's all possible through Injective. So we can see here, you can now trade. There's a lot of places that, you know, talk about RWA, but on Injective, you can actually trade these things like oil, stocks, gold, silver, and you've been able to trade them for a while. And so, you know, when wars happen or other things happen, a lot of people want to be able to trade oil or they want to trade gold or whatever. And it's not always easy in crypto, but Injective has been able to do it through their Helix platform and app. And we also have MD Crypto saying Injective keeps breaking everything, returning users a 71.8K plus 832% year over year over the past month, EVM testnet, Helix Mobile, and Revenue Fund. People try Injective and then they come back with friends. And then lastly, we have INJ daily active addresses pump 1,500% to 82,500 in 6 months. Injective is growing exponentially, and this is just the beginning. So it looks like, you know, either people are starting to try it out or use it a lot more, or whales are slowly accumulating it at this level as we've been in this range for a while. Now, I will say INJ's chart doesn't look the best as it's been just, you know, down only, but it is in this kind of big range we have going on right here. So as we are in kind of the middle range, you could long it, although I prefer not to long too much in the middle of this range. So we are at around $10.50. The bottom of this range is around $7.50. And so I would prefer if we broke back above here around $14.30 towards the top of the range, because right now is, you know, it could go either way. So you could long it here with the top at $14.17 with stops below either, you know, $10.03 or, you know, realistically around $8.50. That's about a 2-to-1. It's not my favorite trade as we are in the middle of the range, and I feel like it's going to just keep chopping like this, just over and over. It's going to do this until eventually it breaks out. So I'd prefer to wait till it actually has strength and breaks back above here and then do something like that. But if you wanted to trade INJ, it is a decent trade to trade from here in this mid-range, but it has just been in this, slow accumulation range for a long period of time. So we really need some big catalyst, some major move, or just the overall general market to show bigger strength for us to break out of this range and do something big. Pretty much everything is just hinging and dependent on Bitcoin going a bit higher, which it is kind of also at that mid-range as well. And then lastly for today, we have Nexo partners with DP World Tour launches golf event. So this historic deal is the first of its kind between crypto wealth platform and a major professional golf tour. The collaboration places Nexo and the DP World Tour at the cutting edge of innovation where finance meets sports. It brings crypto to a global audience through one of the world's most prestigious sports platforms. The partnership kicks off in 2025 with Nexo sponsoring 6 key tournaments, and at the heart of the schedule is the new Nexo Championship held from August 7th to 10th, 2025. And Anthony Trenchev, Nexo's co-founder, explained, "We see wealth building and golf as being alike. Both require preparation, control, and vision. Our partnership reflects a shared commitment to precision and discipline, whether in finance or sport. This mirrors a wider trend where traditional industries are embracing digital assets. For example, crypto sponsorships in sports have grown 43% in the past year, illustrating rising confidence in blockchain tech amongst mainstream audiences." So that is Nexo and the DP World Tour, and that is the video for today, guys. More or less just hovering around this mid zone. The fact that we haven't broken down yet is bullish to me. You think we go to the top of this range, but I don't want to see us lose this range back down here. Otherwise, it won't be looking too good, and we'll probably spend more time hovering somewhere down here around 102 to 104 before breaking back up again. So I don't want to see that. I'd rather us just pump to the top here towards this range and be a lot more bullish. We'll have to see what happens there. That is the video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.